Good morning, Whidbey Island. It's Reid here, and we're trying this again. I had a little sound trouble there. Battery on microphone died, so let's try this all over again. Welcome to Whidbey Island Living. So today I don't have a guest on the show. I'm doing Whidbey Island Living on my own today. Had a little scheduling issue. My guest that I'm going to have on next week, who we've been shuffling around a little bit, it's going to be really great because this is a community business owner who is opening a new and exciting business here in Oak Harbor. Hopefully we open next week. We're going to go and actually do the interview live at their location, and you will find out what that is at that point in time. But I just tell you, this is something that's going to be exciting. It's going to be something new you can't do in town at this time. It's something that's pretty popular and growing around the country, so I think it will be pretty fabulous. But you'll find out next week. So part two, if you were watching a few minutes ago, I was muted, microphone battery died, and well, we switched microphones to get back up and running. Thank you, Jim, for pointing out that I was muted. On my end, it was showing that I was putting out noise, so I have to work on the technical difficulties here. Thank you, thanks a lot. So today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I'm doing this. I started this Whidbey Island Living. It's both on YouTube, my Facebook page. Also, then I post it to LinkedIn. And it is also a podcast. So if you go to your favorite podcast app and search for Whidbey Island Living, you should find it. I think we have 6 episodes up right now. I've got 2 more that I need to upload, and then we'll be current with all that. Maybe get that done later today. So right now, I wanted to do is ask people what you would like to see on this show, on this program, on my channel. I'm trying to bring you a show about Whidbey Island, what's going on the island, things to do on the island, just a little bit of all different aspects of our community. I've interviewed some people. I sell real estate with Keller Williams. I've interviewed a couple people involved in some real estate stuff. Been some really educational stuff. Liz Lang with the Whidbey Community Center, the center, excuse me, Senior Services for Oak Harbor. It was a fantastic interview. I learned a bunch of stuff. I know lots of other people did. We had a lot of people watching that show, and it was a great educational. There's just so many services, and I have a deep feeling in my heart for helping people that, especially elderly in our community, that's a big deal. Our country as a society doesn't do a great job of taking care of people as we get older. And nobody wants to be alone. And what I already was pretty much aware of, but what Liz talked about was people being lonely is a big deal. And then people tripping and falling, which is often because they don't get enough exercise. They lose their sense of balance very easy, and then something comes and you snag your foot on a step or something stupid. But as you're more older, you fall and something breaks, and that can be devastating to an older person. So a big deal. And on the other end of that equation is our youth. Our youth, there's a huge problem in our country today, and in our community. It's not just a country thing. It's right here in our community of our youth feeling isolated. So there are some programs that the school's doing, and we're trying to help with that. But, being part of a community, I moved here from Los Angeles almost 30 years ago, and this is such an amazing tight-knit community where you can get to know people. But as time has gone on and technology, people spend a little too much time staring at these things, and then the pandemic did not help at all. So way too many people are feeling isolated in their homes, not talking to other people. So I say is say hi to people. Recognize them as people. Say hi to them. When you see our young adults out in the community, you see them walking by on the way to high school, say hi. Ask them how their day is. It's just those little things that can make a real difference, because nobody wants to be alone, or not very many people. So if you have some suggestions about people you think I should interview, businesses I should check out, I have a long list of things I would like to do with this, with Whidbey Island Living. I got some other business owners I'm going to talk to. I want to get out to the state parks. Last week I had the park manager for Deception Pass State Park on the show, and that was fantastic. So we want to get more things about what's happening on Whidbey Island. What makes Whidbey Island such an amazing place to live? What do you think? If you don't want to jump on and give me a comment, you could leave something in the notes down afterwards, both on Facebook or YouTube, and let me know, and I'll take a look at that and take that into consideration as I look at who I'm going to talk with next, where we're going to go. I'm trying to do this show as a live show most of the time, merely because it keeps the time frame concise, because just like you, I have a really busy life. And I find as much as I enjoy doing video and editing video, I've been doing it for several decades, it's very time consuming. So by doing this live, it lets me, makes a little more spontaneity to the show and a little bit of interactivity, because if you pop on YouTube or Facebook and make a comment here, I can bring you up on the screen and we can have a little conversation from me to you out there on YouTube or Facebook. So that's what I'm doing. Like I said, next week I got an amazing small business in town. Once you see what it is, you'll understand. They own another business or two in town, and very involved in our community. So I don't see anybody popping on with any questions. Jim Wiesner popped on a few minutes ago and told me, hey, you're muted. So I fixed that problem and I'm back on. Jim, I really appreciate that, because I wasn't seeing that on my end. So today, I guess, is the first day of the Coopeville Farmers Market. As I recall, if it's still doing the same thing it used to, it runs from 10 to 2 at the Coopeville Green. That's right back behind the library off of the big green there. We used to do the farmers market there with our wood-fired pizza, with Hot Rock Pizza, many years ago. And it's a fabulous place to go. I understand Case Farms is going to be there with 70 or 80 different varieties of tomatoes. The farmers market starts off a little smaller the first few weeks. So it's a great time to go down, get some fresh local produce, and support our local farmers. Really, really important thing to do. This island used to have a ton more farms on it than it does today. Just due to the cost of running a farm, getting labor, there's a lot of things involved. Taxes don't help any, but we've lost a lot of farms, and maybe I'll bring on, I know someone here that knows a lot of background on that subject, so maybe we'll see if I can get her on and we can talk about the farming community here on Whidbey Island, because there are amazing, this island is it's a long island spread out with 6 different communities, and there's a bunch of farms and a bunch of rural businesses, wineries, distilleries, meadery. Is it meadery? Is that what you call it? They make mead. That's the honey wine. I think it's a meadery. But those are businesses that are scattered out throughout the island, along with all these farms. And then we've got Three Sisters Cattle Company, Three Sisters Beef, up on the north end of the island. They have several hundred acres, raising cattle here, and then they've got their little store there in the old fire station there at Deguala Bay. Well, not Deguala Bay. Just north of Penn Cove. Okay, I don't see anybody popping on, so we're probably going to wind this up, but you'll see this on the replay, and I hope you hop on. I will post on Facebook, on my page, if you just look for Reid Schwartz. I'd say Whidbey Reid is my handle, so if you search for Whidbey Reid on either YouTube, Facebook, any of social media, you will find me. And I will post out what my new time and date is going to be for my program. So next week, we're probably going to move it, maybe next weekend, but otherwise it may be on Monday. We'll take a look and see how that's going to work. All right. I just want to say thank you to everybody who has watched, everybody who's helped out in the people that have come on and let me interview them. We've had some great conversations. Really appreciate it. And then all the people that have been involved. I mean, if you don't know by now, I am the president of North Whidbey Hearts and Hammers. This is an amazing program in which we help some of our community members help to maintain their home. We have people who have some real serious needs. You know, housing is a big problem in all aspects. I mean, it's expensive for you trying to buy a house. Prices have gotten ridiculous. There's not a lot available. And then for people that even own homes, but as they get older and they're on a fixed income and they physically cannot maintain their homes, that's what Hearts and Hammers does. And so there are 3 Hearts and Hammers organizations here on the island. South Whidbey, which is where it all started back in 1994. Central Whidbey, I forgot, they started in like 2005, somewhere around there. And then North Whidbey, we just started in 2020, and we will be doing our work day on May 20th. We have a website, nwheartsandhammers.org. I'll put that in the comments. But it's a great organization. I just want to reach out and say thank you to those who are helping Hearts and Hammers, because we have a lot of volunteers, a lot of board members that are putting a lot of work in to pull this together. We will be walking in the Holland Happening Parade. Yeah, don't forget that next weekend. Next Saturday at this time, I will be in the Holland Happening Parade with the Hearts and Hammers crew. So if you'd like to come walk in the parade, we'd love to have you join us. The more the merrier. But I've got some amazing businesses in our community that are supporting Hearts and Hammers, and I just want to give them a shout out. Home Depot, huge. Rhea West, manager Home Depot, has been fantastic, really helping out. Savvy Bank has been great. They've just come on as a sponsor. Les Schwab Tires. Let's see. Island Thrift. Best Western Hotel and Candlewood Suites have both come on as sponsors. So I want to say thank you to all of them. And we've got a few more that have signed up, and we are looking forward to working with you and making a difference in our community. All right. Have an amazing Saturday, and we'll see you next week.